For the longest time, several videos of young Indians collapsing after intense physical activity while working out in a gym or while dancing have surfaced, raising several questions on what's really going on. Why are young Indians suddenly dying of a heart attack? Is the COVID vaccine really behind it? This was in fact attributed as the #1 reason by many who said, look, after the pandemic or after the vaccination, when people started to take the vaccine, these instances have increased. But what does the science really say? The Government of India, of course, was concerned, and the ICMR, the Indian Council of Medical Research, ended up doing a study on it. The population was between the age of 18 to 45. And here's what they found. Number one, the vaccine is not linked to an increase in sudden cardiac arrest, cardiac ailments. First of all, there has not been an increase as such. The information has been, in fact, floating around. The videos have increased, certainly, given that there is a sense of paranoia still associated with the vaccine. But the ICMR, in fact, in its study says that it did across 47 tertiary hospitals and between populations of 18 to 45, that the vaccine is not associated with heart attacks. Intense physical activity, 48 hours before the person passed away, also alcohol use of substances, drugs, and extreme fatigue activity, extreme physical activity has got to do with the death of a person, is the reason really behind the death of a person and not the vaccine, says the Indian Council of Medical Research. The reasons essentially were identified as past COVID history of the patient, also family history of sudden deaths. These were the factors that were looked at. Binge drinking 48 hours before that, using of recreational drugs and substances, and performing vigorous intensity physical activity 48 hours before the death. So the advice is that if you've had severe COVID, then at least for 2 years, you must refrain from extreme physical activity, is what the ICMR says.